Yo, YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Carter here, back again with another video for y'all. So I got a very interesting topic for y'all today. Let me just get a couple things straight and let y'all know the situation and where I'm speaking from, right? So right now, I'm in Cartagena, Colombia. Just a few days ago, I was in Cali. Just spent a few days out there in Cali. And today, I wanna just have a discussion to kind of compare and contrast a couple of my observations from going back and forth. And of course I was in Medellin before that, so I literally just went from Medellin to Cali to Cartagena. So the main point I want to make today is just to call out a couple things about Cali that a lot of people don't really know. There's a few misconceptions I want to try to clear up with regards to three of the most popular cities for gringos to come to. You could add in Bogota today, but I'm not really going to speak on Bogota. Really, I want to focus on Cali, Medellin, and Cartagena. So the first point that I'd like to kind of drive home and talk about, and of course this is open for discussion, you guys, so feel free to hop in the comments and let me know what your thoughts are. But I'm gonna just start with this statement here and say that Cali does not have the most beautiful women. It doesn't have like the highest tier of women. Now let me tell you what I mean by that, okay? So a lot of people might be from Cali and say, yeah, we do have the most beautiful women. Now it depends, okay? So where I'm speaking from is for the tourist people, right? So people that frequent the strip clubs in Colombia, people that mess with the pre-pagos, if you will, and things like that. So what I found, let me just tell you what I was doing in Cali. So I was there with a friend, a couple of friends actually, and they were kind of touristy. They're not from Colombia. They don't live in Colombia. They wanted to explore Cali, right, and just see what it was all about. Needless to say, they were a little bit disappointed with Cali because we did go to a few of the strip joints out there. I think one was called Deluxe and then another one called VIP. Now you guys know that's not really my scene or whatever, especially, you know, since I've been living here and stuff. Like I like to get my women a certain way, right? But whenever I have people with me that want to go to the strip clubs, like I still will hit the strip, right? So I hit a few strips in Cali, and you know I mean strip clubs, right? And you know, these strip clubs are not necessarily the same type of strip clubs in the States. I'll just say that you can do more there. Leave it at that. Now what I noticed are, yes, Cali has beautiful women, of course. All of Colombia has beautiful women. But when I came to Cartagena and I'm with the same group of people, we did go to some strips in Cartagena, and I quickly made the observation that the women in Cartagena are more beautiful. It was something about them. I think what it is to me is the selection of women in Cali was less. I'm just putting this information out there for the people that are interested and like to know about this stuff. But the selection of women in Cali is less. The population, I'm not sure if they have a bigger population or not than Cartagena. I know they don't have a bigger population than Medellin. But the strip joints are not as popular out there in Cali. You have a much more, a population that's much more non-touristic. What do I mean by that? There's simply less tourists there. So the Colombian people don't necessarily do the same things that the foreigners do in Colombia. So there's a lot more salsa clubs. There's a lot more different types of clubs. Really not different types of clubs, but generally just salsa, because that's all they listen to there. So if you don't salsa, then you're you might be a little bored in Cali, because that's their thing out there. It's the capital of salsa. Now coming from Cali and going to Cartagena, I felt like, wow, like, going to the same type of spots, the strip joints where you could find women and stuff. I felt like they had a lot more selection. I felt like they had women that just look better to me, and that's just my opinion. So the reason for that, and this is just my opinion, because I had to, the wheels in my head are turning like, why would that be? I always heard that the women in Cali are like the best in Colombia. And so what I think it is that a lot of the women around that participate in the industry, that work in sex, if you will, they come to the most touristy spot where they can make the most money. It's just that simple. And Cali is not that spot. So you might see females that work in Cali, but I don't think it's the cream of the crop. I think the cream of the crop of those girls are gonna be in Medellin and Cartagena. Why? Because that's where they're gonna have the most clientele. That's where tourists are coming in and out all the time. And so in Cali, I feel like it's kind of like the leftovers, or like the girls that don't really want to travel and go somewhere far to get their bag. And y'all let me know if you think that's true, if you think that's the case. Now I went to a lot of different clubs in Cali, even some salsa clubs, and let me just say I loved it. I enjoyed it a lot. But I think Cali is really for the experienced Colombian traveler. Someone like myself that's lived in Colombia for more than a year or 2 years or 3 years. Because Cali is not the type of place where you go if you don't know Spanish very well. There's not a lot of people that speak Spanish. In Colombia in general, there's not a lot of people in Cali that speak English. Now, in Colombia in general, there's not a lot of people that speak English, but on the coast, in places like Cartagena, Barranquilla, and a little bit in Medellin, there are people that speak English. In Cali, there's practically no one that's speaking English, unless they really work in tourism. Once again, they don't see as many tourists that come through that city. So it's just natural that would be that way. Now, the point that I'm trying to make here is that if you're kind of like, hey, I checked off Cartagena, I checked off Medellin, I want to check out Cali now, and you're not really someone that's adjusted to Colombian culture, you might not enjoy it that much. Now, if you are someone that speaks Spanish very well and likes the salsa, you'll have a fantastic time in Cali. That's what they do there. The culture is very vibrant, and the salsa is spectacular. So I would say like Cali is the perfect place if you are at all into salsa and like to dance salsa. That's the place to go. If you're one of the dudes that just come out here to find girls and smash and whatnot, then you'll probably like Cartagena more, and maybe Medellin too. But I really think Cartagena is the capital for hoeing, if you will, to put it politely. And that's just my observation. I'm very, very curious to know what you guys think and how many people, or specifically my followers, have been to Cali, because I don't think a lot of people even go to Cali in the first place. And I don't think there's not too much there that is attractive for most gringos. What I hear from most gringos and why they move to Medellin and why they move to Cartagena, for sure in Medellin is always I hear about the weather, and then the girls. Probably the girls first and then the weather. I think the girls is number one in all of Colombia. And then Medellin, it'll be the weather. And then if you like a beach climate, then that would take you maybe to Cartagena. But you don't hear a lot of dudes saying, hey, I'm moving to Santa Marta. which is another great place in Colombia that is by the beach. But what do they not have? A lot of clubs and working girls. That's the big differentiator between like a Cartagena and a Santa Marta. That's why I love Santa Marta so much. Now, I just wanted to speak on this topic. It's just an interesting topic, and it's one of the drivers for a lot of gringos to come to Colombia. So I just wanted to put that information out there. So to sum it all up, don't go to Cali if you don't speak Spanish, if you don't like salsa, and you know, if you're looking for a fun kind of American type of party. See, I was out in the club in Cartagena just last night, and I felt like I was in Houston, Atlanta, or Miami or something, because there was a whole bunch of niggas in there acting like niggas. What do I mean by that? I mean, they're playing hip hop. I mean, dudes just shouting out, screaming. It was like some fraternity bros in there, and they was like doing the, you know, the Q. If y'all ever went to college and seen like all the different fraternities, you know, there's one called Q, and they pledge, right, and join the fraternity. And the Qs have a specific dance that they do, and you know, they throw up their hand sign for the Q. And they was doing all this stuff in Colombia, and people was just looking at them like, what the hell is that? Because out here, that's just not part of the culture at all. But you get that type of stuff in Cartagena. Cartagena is much more catered to Americans, right? It's much more touristy. So Cali, if you were to go up in there acting like a straight up nigga, that's gonna cause a lot of attention, and it's probably not gonna be a good situation. You know what I mean? Because Cali, in a sense, can be more dangerous. It doesn't mean that, you know, you're guaranteed to get robbed in Cali or something like that. It all depends on you. It all depends on how you're moving. And, you know, if you know what you're doing, Cali is a nice place. But I think 9 out of 10 people are gonna feel a lot more comfortable. And coming from America, when I say people, I mean gringos, people from other countries other than Colombia, are gonna feel a lot more comfortable in a place like Cartagena, where I'm at now, or even Medellin. So with that, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I'm very interested to see what you guys have to say. So tap in the comments, follow me on Instagram. If you're interested in a consultation, hit me up on Instagram. We could get you right. You know, I know there's a lot of people out there that need to know what is really going on in Colombia, what's the best options for them, and things like that. So if you're concerned at all, I'm an expert, obviously. I've been here for 3 years, so definitely let me know and contact me on Instagram. Other than that, subscribe to the channel, like this video. Y'all better show the niggas some love. All right, and I'm out.